All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus show. I'm One Bar with Lupagus, and in this episode, we're going to be talking some free agent options the Vikings could be looking at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, and let's make it known these are affordable free agent options. We're not going up big time. Vikings are not going to have a lot of money. The cap is supposed to be lowered this year, so it's going to be even tighter than normal. So these are kind of affordable options. We took some big names, even some median names off this list.
Yeah, and there is some meaty names in free agents this year for receiver. Just to ramble off a few: Allen Robinson, Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones. Who else we got?
Well, even a guy like Curtis Samuel, who I was going to put on this list till I saw he was projected to get $12 million this year. Guys like that, and how sweet would it be to have him?
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yep.
Very, very thick group of wide receivers, which will help probably some of these mid-level guys maybe hang around for a while. So we'll see. Hopefully that helps the Vikings. And as far as the Vikings are concerned at wide receiver, people might not think it's a huge need. We got Thielen, we got Jefferson blowing up, but it gets pretty damn bare afterwards. So I really hope they bring in at least a few free agents to compete.
Yeah, and I got a few on my list, and some excite me more than others, but I think you got to bring in at least one veteran.
All right, well, I'll let you lead it off. But before we get into it, remember, subscribe and like the videos. Hey, got to get to 2,500. Hashtag sauce.
Yeah, we're slowly climbing up. It's taking a while, but we'll get there. Damn it, we will get there.
We're gonna get there. We got it.
All right, my first one is my least exciting option, but he's definitely affordable. He's still young. He's got good size. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. I'm talking about Zay Jones. That's who I'm talking about. To me, Zay Jones has the potential to be what Tajay Sharp was supposed to be, kind of the guy to come off the bench, be your fourth receiver. If one of the main guys gets hurt, he's somebody who can maybe come in and do something in a pinch. He's got 124 career receptions, almost just over 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. He had one really big season where he kind of had like 56 receptions, and I think like half a dozen touchdowns. So he's got some ability. He's still young, so there's still some upside here. So looking at a guy who is affordable with some upside isn't always something you can find out there on the market, and I think Zay Jones has both of those.
Yeah, Zay Jones, man, he has fallen quite quickly. The Bills drafted him. I remember him coming out of East Carolina, enjoyed him quite a bit, wanted him, but he's really done kind of jack shit in the NFL. Started 2 games for the Raiders last year. He's got good size, but honestly, I think I would be just fine with BC Johnson instead of just Zay Jones. I'm not a big Zay Jones guy these days.
I wasn't even looking at him I was looking at him as kind of a bench option, who may play more than Sharp did, but didn't he do something bad? I have a feeling Zay Jones.
I believe has had some mental issues in the past. So who knows? Zay Jones, I'm sure will definitely sign with somebody.
Yeah, I thought it was like public urination or fighting with a teammate or something. I couldn't remember.
No, I actually think it was with his brother, but we'll steer clear.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
All right, so Zay Jones, definitely an option. Bills gave up on him for a 5th round pick.
It happens.
All right, let's go to I'm going to go with Isaiah McKenzie from the Buffalo Bills, 25 years old, drafted in round 5 by the Broncos. Finished with career highs. And with that Buffalo Bills offense, I'm not surprised he had career highs. He was their 4th, 5th receiver, had 30 catches, 282 yards, 5 touchdowns. And the key here is that he is a return man, and he's not too shabby of a return man. Isaiah McKenzie is probably going to be a guy the Bills want to keep. Just a matter of how much teams are willing to pay for him. He's probably like a number 3, number 4. It's not like he's going to come in and be a number 2 on anybody's team, but he's a gadget guy. You can have fun with him. Like I said, very good at returning and would be great depth at receiver.
Yeah, I like Ian McKenzie. I had him on Ian or Isaiah. What's his first name?
Isaiah
McKenzie. Yeah, I always get that confused. I had him on my list until I saw you were going to put him on there, so I took him off. But yeah, to get 5 touchdowns in that Bills offense where they were throwing the ball heavily to Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, he was a guy that every now and then would just have a decent game. Him and that rookie, I can't remember his name, but yeah. So I think if you're looking for an option, he's still what, 24, 25?
25 years old.
Yeah, so he's young, coming off his best season in the league, getting some confidence, and he'll go from one good passing offense to another if he goes to the Vikings. Work him out of the slot, like you said, gadget guy, throw him in, give him some jet sweeps, let him return. I think he'd be a step up from Chad Beebe, and yeah, you found your return guy here. So hell of a score for the Vikings, and I don't think he'd be too damn expensive either.
If you could tell me what he averaged per punt return this year, I will deliver you a case of beer.
9.4, easy, done.
He averaged 84 yards a punt return. He had one, and he took it to the house.
Wow,
that was hell of a return. Question. But he returns punts and kicks, and would be, God, what an upgrade! What an upgrade!
Do you have his height? How tall is he? I feel like he's short.
He's not tall. I think he's like 5'6", 5'8", 173.
I've had Dumps bigger than him.
Yeah. I bet you have.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got two guys now left on my list, and these ones both excite me. One is kind of the odd man out in Los Angeles. He's also coming off his best season. He had 52 catches for 618 yards and 2 touchdowns. Talking about Josh Reynolds from the Rams. You think about Rams receivers, you think about the big two, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. This was a guy kind of forgotten about, and they go out and draft Van Jefferson. So you feel like they're ready to move on from Reynolds, but he had some good games. Good size. He's 6'3". You put him outside, and you can work Thielen or Jefferson inside in the slot, really create some mismatches for the defense. So I think Josh Reynolds would be a hell of an addition to the Vikings, and an affordable one at that.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds, like you said, 6'3", 196, and the best part is he got speed. So when you got size and speed, teams are definitely going to want him. Even though he got buried with the Rams kind of on their depth chart a little bit, like you said, he had a career year. It's going to be the theme of a lot of these guys that we mentioned, career year guys coming off that rookie contract. Reynolds will be an interesting one to see if he gets any money, because he was hidden. He was hidden in the Rams, and someone might actually see this guy as a number 2. You never know.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope there's not a bidding war for Josh Reynolds' services, because we will lose.
Well, he's already been linked a little bit to the Bengals.
Really?
Yeah, former coach. Go there. Oof.
Maybe.
Josh Reynolds would get he would be a damn legit number 3 receiver to come in, plop him in there. I would love to throw balls at him in the red zone.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna go up there and grab those things. High point those babies.
Boop. All right. I'm up. What do we got? We got Keelan Cole. Keelan Cole, probably the bigger name on this list. Former undrafted free agent. He's been in Jacksonville his whole career. He's been a number 2 in Jacksonville. He's probably realistically a number 3 for all the other teams. I would say he's outperformed. He was a free agent last year. Jacksonville brought him back, $3.2 million. Had a better season. Again, a guy who can return kicks. The fact that he's putting up any numbers in Jacksonville is a miracle in itself. I love this guy because he's undrafted. I love this guy. He actually has made comments where he wants to stay in Jacksonville, so he must be like the nicest guy ever. But he could come in. He would definitely be our number 3 right in there. And again, another shifty guy, good speed. And Keelan Cole, depending on his price, would love him in purple.
Do you know why he produced in Jacksonville?
Why? Because he had Gardner Minshew.
Because his wide receiver coach was Keenan McCardell, who's now on the Minnesota Vikings. He's going to follow him north. When I think of Keelan Cole, I always picture that guy going up and just jumping like 12 feet in the air and catching the ball and coming down with it, making all kinds of circus catches. So did you mention his size? Was I not listening? Did you say it?
No, but he's a little dude again.
Is he? God, I thought he was big. But yeah, Keelan Cole, definitely a guy I think's got plenty of upside. I think his best football is still ahead of him.
And by little, I mean 6'1", 194. For some reason, I thought he was 5'11".
I thought he was like 6'4", but I think he does excel going up and getting the football. A guy you can kind of throw the ball up on a third down situation, go get it in the red zone. And if he follows his coach, I like that idea. I like that connection. It makes a lot of sense. And again, I can't see him getting a lot of money. So I think he would be definitely an option the Vikings could afford.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the spendier one out of this list. But, I mean, again, he had a career year, 55 receptions, almost 700 yards, 5 touchdowns.
It seems like a streaky player.
I do like the Keenan McCardell combo there. I like it. And McCardell, he has a lot to do with how good these Jacksonville Jaguars receivers are, because a lot of them shouldn't have been this good. And I am very excited that he's in Minnesota.
Hell yeah. Do you think there's a chance that he becomes a player coach and suits up this year?
He'd probably be a starting wide receiver. And Keelan Cole also took one to the house punt returning this year.
There you
Averaged
go.
15.6 yards a punt return. Could you imagine?
What was your average?
Grade point average? Like,
No, punt return.
oh, probably about 33 yards of punt return. That wasn't bad.
I have a clear memory of the coach calling you a pussy.
Yeah, that wasn't nice. He couldn't get away with that these days. That was not polite, but deserved.
He wasn't wrong, that's for sure. All right, last guy I got is another guy who I feel like a little bit forgotten, kind of the odd man out in Seattle. I'm talking about David Moore. He's always a guy who seems to explode for a big catch. You look at his average yard of reception. It's 14.9 yards of reception, what he averaged in his career. 6 touchdowns last year, 35 grabs, and he's playing on an offense that's got Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and he's still putting up those kind of numbers. So he's only, 26 years old, I think. So he's still got a lot of football ahead of him. So that young legs, I feel like he hasn't just gotten enough reps. He needs more targets. I think this guy could produce, not that he's going to see a ton more targets in the Vikings offense, but he could be your number 3. Again, you can do some flexibility. You put him outside maybe, and then you let one Thielen or Jefferson work the slot and just dominate. So you got some options here if you add David Moore to the mix for the Vikings.
Yeah, David Moore, 6 foot. Love his size, 215. He wasn't very nice to the Vikings. I mean, you said it. He's on a team where you really don't know how good he is because the Seahawks tend to. Tyler Lockett will have 11 catches one game and he will have 0 the next game. And same thing with David Moore. He'll have a big game and he'll disappear for 6 games. So David Moore, he's a good option. Got some good speed. And I think he will definitely be looking to go elsewhere out of Seattle. He wants some run. He wants some balls, and he's not going to get them there.
One thing I wonder, and I think it's a fair argument if you're against David Moore, how many of his big catches are because Russell Wilson's creating all this extra time scrambling and avoiding pressure and doing his Russell Wilson magic, and he's just sitting wide open down the field because the corners are gassed from trying to cover him for so long. So I think there's probably some legitimacy to that. But yeah, I think he's a guy who's going to be motivated to show that he doesn't need Russell Wilson to succeed. He doesn't need to sniff off DK Metcalf's jockstrap.
Oh my God. Well, he will definitely not be getting that time in Minnesota. It will be much quicker. And again, I don't know if you mentioned it, David Moore, like everybody else, coming off a career year, looking for that cheddar.
And I think we kind of found our niche here. We got guys that 24 to 26 range coming off the rookie deal, haven't really had that huge breakout season yet. So I think these are all affordable options, all options that make sense. You sign one of these guys, they all can return. So I think
3 of these guys do at least.
Yeah. So you can, take some pressure off you in the draft, gives you some more options. You don't have to force a wide receiver in the 3rd, 4th round. If you have one of these guys on the roster, maybe not Zay Jones, but the rest definitely would excite you.
Yeah, even David Moore averaged 9.3 yards a punt return, which is like double the Vikings.
That's almost what I guessed for your boy McKenzie.
All right, well, let's hit us up down in the comments what receivers you'd want on this group or which receiver you're looking at in free agency. Remember, got some money issues here, so be realistic.
Yeah, and there was actually quite a few that I thought we didn't even mention that I saw on the list when I was going through it today. So we could almost have a part 2 of this, and maybe we will. Maybe we'll have the sequel.
Can't wait.
All right. Until then, remember this. In 1984, New Zealand's Prime Minister, Robert Muldoon, got drunk and spontaneously called for a general election, and he lost.